What's up, everybody? I'm Deepcut, your YouTube. Welcome back to a new episode of Hidden Meanings. In today's episode, we are going to try and dissect the events and plots and metaphors and themes of Alone Together. Most of you will remember Alone Together as the first episode where Steven and Connie both fused. This episode is a bit more difficult to unpack because of just how many metaphors and themes and layers that the writers added to it in general. This episode started a trend of very deeply personal stories from the writers' own lives seeping into the show, and as a result, it's a lot less about what they are trying to teach us at this point and more about what we feel and what we learn on an individual level. With that in mind, these following interpretations are just mine, and your interpretation or anyone else's interpretation, even if it completely contradicts mine, is just as valid, if not more so. The episode opens with the crystal gems trying to teach Steven how to fuse, and as most of you know, fusion is done through dance with the crystal gems. This is actually a lot more logical than ceremonial. On the surface, it seems like some sort of magic that this dance brings them together, but in reality, fusion is about synchronization, and there isn't a much better way to synchronize yourself than through dance. In real life, people can have drastically different dancing styles, and in order to dance together, they need to find a way to anticipate each other's moves and move along with them without losing their own sense of direction and style. Fusion can mean a lot of different things in the metaphors of the show, but the two words that are thrown around the most are relationships and experiences, and at the end of the day, a relationship is just an experience. With that in mind, it's very easy to interpret the three gems teaching Steven how to dance the rituals of human courtship. Young relationships are often celebrated through dancing at like prom, school dances, winter formals, etc. So it really does look here like they're just preparing Steven to dance with a girl. Steven doesn't take to these dance routines very well, and Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl begin to ponder if Steven is even capable of fusing. He is, after all, half human, and they do not fuse as far as anyone has ever seen so far. Steven is saddened by this idea and goes to spend time with his good friend Connie on the beach. Connie is very interested in the alien aspect of all of this, but she is even more interested in the fact that Steven was learning how to dance. Connie is way too nervous and embarrassed to dance in any sort of public setting. And then... It is when we are alone that we are our most authentic selves. We sing our loudest and dance our freest, and don't have to worry about the lingering eyes of those who wish to judge us. If we are lucky enough, we sometimes meet someone who makes us feel so comfortable that we are not afraid to dance in front of them, to dance with them. It is almost as if we were alone together. To fuse together means to become perfectly in sync, and while that may have different meanings and interpretations, the most applicable to the case of Stevani, and most of the other characters, is two people who know each other well enough that those insecurities no longer matter. Steven does not make Connie feel bad about her fear of dancing. Instead, he creates a scenario where she is free to do it without prying eyes. What ensues is a beautiful night shared by two people, so comfortable with one another that they became a single cohesive experience. Unfortunately for these two, and really anyone in life, finding someone to share such an experience with does not wall off the rest of the world. When the two find themselves together at the big rave, those insecurities creep back in. Despite their confidence in their relationship, outside forces will always find a way to creep back in and pick at your insecurities. While the two may no longer be alone together, they still walk away with a little more confidence than they had before. And together, the two are still able to dance as if no one is watching.